All right, hello guys. Happy Saturday. You're stuck with me and Tina again because Omar and Melanie are still in Japan. In fact, they should be in Tokyo today. So good to see you all. Hope you're all doing well. We did get some updates from Omar and Melanie. They got to go see the snow monkeys. So I sent them to Hot Spring Town. I arranged their itinerary, by the way. So because they wanted to go see they want to do like a hot spring, they want to do some other stuff. I was like, well, this area you'll be near the snow monkeys, you'll have a ton of hot springs, you'll be near the mountains, you'll be near like Sake Museum. We got all in one go. So they did get to see the snow monkeys. Omar thought they were great. The girls, some of them were scared of them. Tina hates monkeys because she hates fun. So
yeah, we were just talking about it because yesterday I went out to eat and like Melanie sent a bunch of like snow monkey things, and I was like, monkeys.
But see, nobody typed that out with no instructions.
Typed it out, so they just read it as monkeys.
And Omar's like, yeah, Tina, it is a monkey. Good job.
That is a monkey. Good job, Tina. I'm like, no, you don't understand. It's monkey.
Thank you for all the happy early birthdays. Glad to see so many people are going to celebrate my birthday this weekend. Thanks so much.
Yeah, Monday.
Good to see everybody. Yep. Very excited. Super Sense is the best. TTT. I'm glad Melanie, Omar, and the girls are having such a great time. The snow monkeys are adorable. Yeah. I'm excited to see where they go on this last like 4 days or so of Tokyo, because I know that they'll be heading to the Gundam. They'll be, I think they're going to go to Mount Fuji. I need to send them some information that there is like a amusement park at the base of Mount Fuji that has like a little Naruto village you can go to. I don't know if they know that. And I need to see if they want to go to the Dragon Quest bar, because they should go. I mean, you guys liked it, right?
I loved it. I'm trying to think.
Even if you're not a Dragon Quest fan, I mean, like, the only bummers are standing up.
Well, and a lot of those, we had to do reservations.
That one you can't get reservations for. It's like the Kirby, the Pokemon Cafe, that kind of stuff. You gotta be a month out.
Yeah.
But if anyone ever needs help planning their Japan trip or needs some advice, let me know. Another one. Newspaper. They can't keep doing this, because they're like, here's first Super Sense. Oh, another. Oh. Of course. All new, all different Saturday live stream. Absolutely. But with the same photo on it, because I didn't feel like taking it. Because I was afraid my moves Wonder Woman might drop her again. So I was like, I don't want to do it. Because I've dropped both of my premium format sideshow figures.
It was terrifying. Terrifying.
There's nothing better than that image of me trying to carry, because I moved down the street. We're carrying the figures. I drop one. And it starts moving towards the drain gate, right? And Tina dives in to save Red Sonja. And it's beautiful.
I went to the sewers for you.
Good morning, Maddie and Tina. I hope you all had a great week. Any good reads this week to recommend? Last week I talked about some things I hadn't read yet. Or no, actually, no, I did talk about it already. That's the problem. I haven't read any new comics since last week, because I read Poison Ivy before the last show and I recommended it, and then I did a show about Poison Ivy on Tuesday on this channel. I don't have any like new reads really.
Have you read the Trees of
Tress?
Heather's holding it up and it's like, and I'm
the Brandon Sanderson book.
Yeah, the brand new Brandon Sanderson.
I've been hearing a lot of people talk about it.
Yeah, Heather picked it up at the library to read. I think she may have started it, but
I have started it. It's good.
She says it's good. Recommendation for my wife. Right here.
I might be surprised if Omar comes back with so many exclusive games. We'll see. I wonder if he'll go more into that kind of stuff, or like anime, figures, manga stuff instead. Because he hasn't been playing as many games, although he did finally beat Breath of the Wild this year. So it's getting there. Tina, what are you eating?
I am eating lemon loaf from Starbucks.
Okay. So better than last week of olives.
Olives are great. They are.
It was just funny because you were eating some olives. You're like, okay, I gotta get a different can of olives. I was like, what is happening?
Well, there's like my green olives. There's the black olives.
I love everybody asking about what you're eating. I think it's great.
Yeah, I don't like sweet things. This is a lemon loaf, so it's got the right tartness that I like and not too sweet.
Lord.
My wife.
KS. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Kane recognizes that. Between Deathstroke Omnibus by Christopher Priest and the New 52 Deathstroke Omnibus, which one do you think is better? I'll be honest with you, I've never read any Deathstroke.
Really?
I've never been I've read him in other things, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I've never been as interested in the character enough to read.
That's
Deathstroke.
true.
He doesn't usually fall, and I could be, for me, there'll be a lot of characters I'll say, oh, I'm not interested, I'll never read one of their books. And I'll read one story that endears them to me enough that then I will read everything. And so that could happen.
You just need the right TikTok that you run across that you're like, this character is really interesting.
No, I mean, even just the right event, if they show themselves in an interesting way, then it'll change. It's Monday. And I'm taking off work.
And you're gonna
but News Pooey liked the Crystal Priest drum. I still have a bone to pick Christopher Priest about. He wrote some Red Sonja, and then he was kind of negative about writing Red Sonja. I don't know. I mean, it's sad. It's
why would you be negative about something that you're writing? That
I don't know, but I'm platinum ranked in Street Fighter 6. Nice. Omar's ducking me in Street Fighter. I want to play him live on the MC channel. You've been trying for that for a while. Again, he hasn't played video games in so long.
No.
He's just scared.
You might do better asking Rob. Rob, although as much as we shied him on it, he actually plays some video games.
Yeah. Oh, Kickstarter book. I don't know. I don't know if that one was or not.
I know it was for his wife, but I don't know if it was a Kickstarter.
Yeah. Priest Run has some very confusing storytelling, but does come together well enough. Never read New 52. I heard that was just good art, but poopy story. Let's see. I just finished reading Kaya by Wes Craig and Riddler's One Bad Day by Tom King. Ooh, I have wanted to read Riddler's One Bad Day. Isn't there a bunch of One Bad Days? I'm a little behind on that era, that part of DC stuff right now. Oh, James, that's a tough question because I love all of them. Well, you know what? The best Ghibli movies are by Hayao Miyazaki. The worst ones are by his son.
You mean Earthsea?
Yeah, Tales of Earthsea.
That's the one everyone points to.
Mm-hmm.
I understand what he was trying to get to, but that series is so in depth and so long. It's hard to bring it to fruition. Yeah. He was trying to do a house, moving castle.
I couldn't pick a best one because I have favorites for different things. They're all so different, Totoro. If I had to choose one, if I had to, it'd probably be Totoro for nostalgia. But I really love Kiki's Delivery Service. If I watch it, I'm motivated to do things.
Mine's gonna be The Cat Returns is my favorite.
Yeah, I wonder why. It's so weird.
I don't know. I have no idea. It has cats or something.
Oh, happy fellow birthday, fellow birthday. Where it's happy birthday, fellow Cancer. So is Tina.
I'm also a Cancer.
Yep.
My birthday's coming up.
Are you emotional too?
I'm near the end, so I'm a cusp baby, so I'm a Cancer Leo.
Mm-hmm. It's been so long since I played any video game. I think the last one I played all the way to the finish was Outlast 2 in the dark on my own. Maybe that's the reason. I would say that's the reason. I love a good horror game, but I also struggle a lot with them at the same time, so it's difficult. Silent Hill is my favorite, bar none. But I think it's a little bit easier for me to play and be scared. But other games, I freak out immediately and throw the controller. Any of the Resident Evil, later games are too... I get too scared. 4, 5. Everything else, I'm like...
Or watch friends play.
Oh, William, thank you. We should every once in a while. It's hard because I do so many live shows during the week that I'm like, oh, God, another one. Because I like doing them, but I'm like, there's so many. And usually I'm busy. We're always doing stuff. My favorite is Castle in the Sky. It's the first one I saw. I do like Castle in the Sky.
I do too. And the fact that here we called it La Puta, Castle in the Sky.
Laputa. Don't say it like the curse word, Tina.
Immediately I go to the curse word. But hey, it's 11
We're 10 minutes in. Can we get demonetized for different language curses? I don't know.
Yeah. Anyways.
Absolutely. I mean, such music just really makes it, for sure. I don't know if you saw, Tina, all of the new Ghibli vinyl soundtracks that came out. Yeah, they're releasing a vinyl soundtrack for all of them. And I wish I had the funds to jump at all of them, but I cannot. I cannot afford all of the vinyls I want. That's the problem. Because I still need to get Silent Hill 2 and Silent Hill 3 if they ever re-release it. I just bought Suikoden 2. I get Suikoden 1. There's just a lot. It's a lot to catch up on.
I didn't even know they had vinyl of it.
Uh-huh.
That's interesting.
Do you play horror games at night or during the day? Either. Just depends. I remember when I was playing Silent Hill and like Fatal Frame growing up, in order to make it less scary for me, the first playthrough, I would turn off the sounds except for cutscenes, and I'd listen to my own music on the radio or like on my speakers because it was.
I mean that's an easy way like to break that immersion.
Yeah, and so in the second playthrough I'd be fine. And now I can play those at least, but it just depends. And I usually like to have friends around. Alex, absolutely. I platinumed it, but I don't have to do that. I did that with like Yakuza Like a Dragon because I loved it, and Marvel Midnight Suns. I love Marvel Midnight Suns because it's made for me because it's a card game one. So your battles, like you move your characters around, but it's also you choose cards to do certain things.
Okay.
And then after battles, you hang out with everybody at the house. And you can customize their outfits, Tina. And you can hang out with Storm. They just added Storm. So like, you can go look at the stars with Storm. Sit in the pool with Storm.
But I just want to hang out with Mohawk Storm.
She can be Mohawk Storm.
Yes.
It's great. It's great. And honestly, it made me like Morbius. Like, Venom's in there. He's great. Blade is perfect in it. Wolverine joins a book club. It's fantastic. The fact that there's like there's little clubs in there. It's so good. People should play it.
This sounds more like a cozy game rather than
cozy.
Like a.
You would love. I'm telling you.
Could you imagine an X-Men cozy game?
Absolutely. If it's this, just make this again. Because they already have Magic in there. They've got, Wolverine, Storm. That's the X-Men that they've got. But then we've got Nico Minoru from the Runaways. Okay. We've got Robbie Reyes, who's one of the Ghost Riders. And you got Peter Parker. It's so weird. I don't know how this game got made. But I'm very glad that it did. Hey guys, the past 2 weeks have been cool because we managed to go 2 whole streams without anyone asking for an Alpha Omnibus because Omar's not here. That happened last weekend. So actually we haven't gone 2 whole weeks. We need more games with Nico. Absolutely. And what's great too about it is that the girl who voiced Nico is the same girl who played Nico in the Runaways. And I think she's a great Nico. Yeah, Storm is DLC. It just dropped. It's so worth it. It's so worth it. And there are glitches, but they're funny. Like we walked over once and then somehow Scarlet Witch had her body, just her torso had been absorbed onto other character. So you see Robbie Reyes sitting. You see somehow Scarlet Witch's torso also there. She's casting a spell, and you look over, and Robbie's like, "Hey, what has happened?" Fantastic. Made Omar. You know, me too. I'm hoping for a sequel for that. I'm hoping for a sequel for the Guardians of the Galaxy game because I think they're both very good and not talked about enough. I think they're both very solid games, and I want more of them. Morning.
Interesting. Like, do you automatically write off something like a video game? Because like we used to get burnt so bad with video games that were like tie-ins to movies or stuff like that. Like I've gone through some horrendous like Marvel like games.
We all have. Well, and it's just hard to know what's going to really suit you, what's going to make sense, and not all of them are publicized correctly. I feel like
that's true.
I really feel like you need to show it a certain way, especially Midnight Suns. If someone had told me, and I think the reason I did play it, somebody said, "Oh, there's a card-based game system, and then you hang out." I was like, "Oh, that's all I need to know." You should have said that from the beginning. And even Guardians, I wasn't sure about because I liked Avengers for like the story-based stuff, but then it went like I don't know, extra missions that didn't make sense for the story. It just wasn't as fun. But you would like Guardians also because it's funny. It feels like a comic book. It's so good. And it's less traumatizing than the third movie. So
I've liked most games you've suggested. There's been a few where I've been like, but I really, like as we were talking about before the stream started, like I put off doing Hades for so long because I don't like roguelike games typically. And I did really enjoying it. I'm frustrated, but I'm really enjoying it.
Don't worry, I'll just keep lending you stuff because once we finish stuff, it just goes to you. I'm like, here it is. And when we finish 16, you have to play that too. Fabia 16. Morning, lightning question. Top 5 female character solo runs. Okay. I'll go quick and then Tina, you think about yours. Unstoppable Wasp. It can be manga too. It's fine. Unstoppable Wasp, absolutely. We're gonna go all new Wolverine. Poison Ivy now because it's so good. Wonder Woman by Rucka. Red Sonja by Gail Simone. There it is. Because I love Unstoppable Wasp.
I mean, back in the day, Rogue, when they did that run, but I think it was Rogue and Gambit, is what I'm actually thinking about. Yeah. I'll include that. That one I really enjoyed. Back when I used to read comics.
We should do an over your new read on the new Rogue and Gambit series. Rogue. Like Mr. and Mrs. X.
Interesting. Tomoe? Yeah, Tomoe.
Yeah.
Solo runs. Man, that's so hard because I don't read books that are like exclusively like solo, like breakout characters and stuff like that. I mean, I could talk about like, see that
although the manga is not as good as the show.
No, the manga is not as good as the show, and like to me, I don't consider that necessarily a solo run. Like, I guess if you want to say solo run, like I would say female though. God, that's just so hard. Bee and Puppy Cat, I guess that would be like a solo run through Boom Studios. I really enjoy like one shots like that. I like episodic too.
Yeah.
That's hard. That's so hard. Squirrel Girl. That's another one that's good.
Sounds good. But yeah, let's plan either like July or August. Let's read Rogue and Gambit. I think that'd be fun. Anna Senti currently has a mini-series out for Mohawk Era Storm. Add that to the list, Tina.
No, I'll just wait until one of Omar's brothers get the mini-series.
Considering budgets and sales, none of those games should have sequels, unfortunately. And I don't expect them to. But I just want it for me because I know they're really good.
I mean, sometimes they'll surprise you. Sometimes it's like you don't hear anything and then they just drop something. Like, and then you're like, when did this come out?
I'm just hoping that after like Guardians 3, people are like, oh man, I want more Guardians, but less sad. And then they go buy the game.
I didn't even watch that, and I know what happens, and I'm just
watch it at home. I want more Guardians of the Galaxy written by DNA. I guess none of us get what we want. Nope. Just how it is. That's just how it is. There should be, I think Guardians of the Galaxy would work well as a manga. Honestly. I think it would do well. After Hades, you should play Dead Cells. I've been looking at that. You would like Dead Cells, I think, because that's kind of like Castlevania-ish, right, James? Because Dead Cells is having a crossover with Castlevania, and you love Castlevania.
I've got, if I can get my hands on something, I'll collect it from Castlevania.
Yeah. Is that Yato on the wall? Yes. Behind you, Tina.
It is. So I've got Deltarune, Yato. I moved my stuff around. Like I added a nice Final Fantasy 9 poster here.
Oh, I love that.
It's kind of like the lights on it, but it's really gorgeous. It's a nice minty color scheme. I added that Deltarune. I think I added another one somewhere. It's hard for me because I've had them for a while, like moved around. So
yeah, you have the cutest living room. I love it.
I love artist prints.
Me too. I think we need to like go to the anime convention, just go to Artist Alley. Like we should.
That's all I want to do.
We should go to Matsuri Con. You know, let's just go.
Just go. When is it?
I don't know. The fall.
I'll have more time.
August, September. I don't know. We could just go for a Saturday. Anybody live in Ohio? You want to meet us at Matsuri Con? All we're gonna do is go shop and then go eat at Dirty Frank's.
Oh yeah.
And go to 16-bit, the gamer
I forgot about and then I forgot my ID, so I couldn't go into the yeah, that was nice.
Never again. Never again we'll forget. We will go to Dirty Frank's again. I haven't read the John Byrne Wonder Woman run. I don't own it actually. I need to fix that. Good evening to you.
Good evening.
Yes, absolutely. Blue Beetle Omnibus would be cool. I love Ted Kord. I love him. And if he's not in the Blue Beetle movie, I don't want it. Just kidding. I'm still going to go see it. I just want him to be there. Excited for Nightwing Volume 3. Me too. I believe Guardians of the Galaxy 3 hits Disney Plus on Friday. Tina, you got to watch it.
I'll have to have your login info again.
Yeah, that's fine. Always. Isn't it digital first and D plus later? I don't know. Yes, Dead Cells has a DLC called Return to Castlevania with Castlevania characters. I remember when it showed up on like one of the game announcement things, and everyone lost their mind.
I mean, I'd lose most.
Tina, do you own many kimonos?
I've got 2 kimonos and a couple of why can't I think of the word for them? Jackets.
Oh, the howdy?
Yeah, howdy. Howdy?
Yeah. Or howry if it's
howry.
If you don't pronounce it the Japanese way. I love a howdy, honestly. Like
I think we have like 15, honestly, like put off to the side. I like because I've got some winter ones. I used to wear it like sometimes like going to work.
Oh yeah, I wear mine to work all the time.
But then I was like, I felt weird because I'm like, I know where this comes from. I've bought this because, the kimono industry is really hurting right now. And I bought this secondhand. I would like to keep this tradition alive, but I'm not part of it. It goes into that cultural appropriation. I'm like, am I just, but I'm
I feel like if you were wearing full yukata, it would be like an issue. That would be weird. Like that would be like,
But I have worn full, like, I've got a yukata.
But like not at a festival. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Like I wouldn't just wear it to work just to be like, pop, pop, pop.
Yeah. I really like the way they look with like a professional.
And I know how to tie obies. I know 3 different ties, and they're really, really hard to do.
Oh, it sucks.
I'm a struggle bus.
Oh man, I should find a picture of my coming of age day because I lived in Japan when I turned 20, and coming of age year, like you're invited to like the local get together or whatever. Everybody dresses up in their like nicest kimono and has pictures and stuff. And my roommate from the U.S. who's Japanese, her mom paid for me to get my picture done. It was really cool. But if I look forever, then
and that's not cheap either. That is expensive.
It is not cheap.
So she really did you a solid.
Yeah, it was very nice because like it would be too expensive for me to rent one and go to the thing. So by her doing that, that was really, really sweet. If I can't find it fast, then I'm not going to bring it up because it'll be too much work. I didn't. Okay. I'll look later. Have you heard your opinion on the new Superman Lois casting? I believe we did. It seems good to me, especially what's her name from Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I really like her. I think she'll do a great job as Lois Lane. I just want more Nova, so I'd be very happy with that. I love Richard Rider. Just ruined my comic budget for the next 2 months by buying a Steam Deck. Did you jump in on the sale? Because I was looking at it. It's like 20% off Steam Decks right now.
I wonder if I could convince Heather to get me one of those for my birthday. Probably not, because we just bought a PS5.
Man, I got settle what I'm getting you for your birthday. I have like 5 million. I have like a little wish list of things to buy, Tina. I have to settle on which fandom and which to buy a thing from.
I'm so
will it be Uta related or will it be Deltarune related? I don't know.
Well, I bought like the 2 shirts I could find at the mall that had Uta on it.
I've read, but mostly books with Lobo in it, and then the one about Lobo and his kid, Crash. I think you'd like that one, Tina, because it's like...
I think you've recommended this before to me, that it sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's really goofy, because she has like an issue, like a real problematic relationship with her dad, like, because Lobo's not a great guy. And then also she's having to deal with like her innate behavior that she like definitely got from her dad, which is kind of rough and misunderstanding, while also trying to deal with having the cutest, most like femme sunshine girlfriend. But she looks like because Lobo looks like he's from Kiss, right? Like he's got the white face and the black like eye makeup and stuff. Have you read Homunculus?
I have not. I have heard of it, and I've viewed a couple panels. That's the one where like something about blood brings out the sixth sense and stuff like that. I've read a couple panels. I'm interested in it, but my reading library is so huge, and then I won't remember that I read it. Right now, like I'm trying to get through like playing Hades. I'm playing, as we were talking about, Heart of the Woods. I just platinumed Spiritfarer because I wanted to go back and meet the 2 characters they've added to the game.
Oh, Spiritfarer! I want to replay that.
Yeah.
Okay, I found the kimono picture as proof. Again, this was in Japan. My basically host mom sent me to the studio to get it done when I was 20. So little 20-year-old Maddie, all dolled up. It felt very cute.
Super cute.
Yeah, it was fun. What about bento boxes, Tina?
Yeah, my wife makes... I don't make bento boxes. My wife makes me work bento boxes.
Aww.
It's really cute. She'll put like chicken katsu in there, and like she's even done like I bought her like the little like cutout thing so she could make like little designs with carrots and stuff like that. She'll do that for me. I hate carrots.
Do you think they'll do a Pluto Deluxe edition with a new anime coming out soon? I don't know. I really hope to me it makes sense to do that.
Yeah. I mean, marketing wise, that would be a smart decision. I'm always confused when they don't pair them off like that, or at least get some stock. Like To Your Eternity had like you were waiting on reprints because they didn't print enough when that anime came out. So it's always smart, I think, for the companies to kind of go hand in hand, but it doesn't always work out. Because like it may license it, you know, for anime adaptation, but they're not telling necessarily the other side, like the publication side, that, hey, this is going on and this is the release date. They basically hear it like we do.
Yeah, maybe they'll decide once they hear about how well it's doing. I'm really excited because I love Pluto. I've read it twice now. I'm really excited for the anime because this will be the only second Naoki Urasawa anime we've had, because we've only had Monster, which was fantastic.
Yeah.
Because besides that, we just had the live action 20th Century Boys, which is also fantastic and very hard. I guess you can watch on YouTube, but so good. Are you gonna watch Pluto, Tina?
Yeah, of course I am.
Good.
I really enjoyed Monster. I was surprised how much I read Monster. Like I'd been like put it off for years and years and years, and then Maddie's like, "You really have to read this," and I really enjoyed it. Like I'm always surprised by what I've put off because I've been like, oh, it's not my style. It's my thing. So I don't necessarily care about how the art looks. It's just not my thing. Like I put off Berserk for so long because I, you know, like I'm like, I just don't care. And then I read Monster and I've read a couple other things that I've really enjoyed.
Oh,
like, well, I'll try Berserk to see how it is. So far, I'm like, it's okay. Maybe it's because it's so hyped. that I've been
that
like,
does hurt it a lot.
I've expected so much, and I think that's sad. I think coming to it because people have hyped it up so much, and then being like, I still don't like it. It's good, it's decent, but it's not necessarily my top 5. But
I try to keep myself in check now, but because I feel like Omar and I in particular have hurt Gurren Lagann for people because we've hyped it so much. Because Gurren Lagann's still one of my top 5 of all time. But because I've hyped it so much, that hurts it for people because they expect a certain thing going in.
That was my dirty little secrets way back on the panel show, was that or actually fairly recent. That one was fairly recent, like a couple years ago, 2 years ago. That Gurren Lagann was just overhyped, and I didn't really like it. Like, I even we were going to do a cosplay group, not you, but like another friend group that I had.
Yeah.
And I was going to be viral, yeah. And so I was like, I have all the cosplay, like stuff for that costume that never got done.
I mean, Yoko was like one of my first cosplays. I'll never forget that we parked our hotel was way too far from the convention center. I forgot my ID, so I had to walk all the way back as Yoko. Mistake. Boops. Literal fire truck honked at me. I've never had construction workers catcall, but that happened too. And I was like, this is awful. This is the worst. I would love if they liked the Horizon games, but I don't think they will, even though I love them so much.
That is not a game. I'll let you know right now. I don't imbibe a lot of Western media. Man, that makes me feel like weird. Like, I do cartoons.
Yeah.
The games I play are not very Western, or they're cozy. If they're Western, the cozy Western. I don't play that type. That game would be more up my wife's alley. Like, she likes Skyrim.
Yeah, and I don't think I'm going to play that either.
No. Well, I bought Skyrim for me, and I started playing it, and then she's like, I want to play this, and then I never picked it back up. I was like, eh.
New X-Men and Omni finally came out again in June, which is awesome for fans of that series. Which books are you most looking forward to in July? I'm not sure what is coming out in July, actually. I have to see what's in my pre-ordered things.
If my power goes out, I apologize. It is like thunderstorming if you can't hear.
Yeah, yes. I'm right there with you. I don't think I have anything I'm looking for. Maybe you guys can help share what is coming out in July that I don't know of. Because I have something for September I'm excited about, which is the 2nd volume of Batman, Superman, World's Finest. But yeah, I have no idea what's coming out. Although, new Shep and Cedric book, apparently, that I love that. So, we'll see.
Something.
I just opened up in stock trades to check. Oh, a new Red Sonja hardcover. New Witch Atelier book. Chat, tell me what's coming out in July that I should pick up. You're welcome, Josh. Okay. Now oh no, I've fallen behind on things.
Way behind.
It happened so fast. Okay, I'll do quickly for stuff. Not too much. 21. To be fair, I don't look any. I'm a little bit bigger than I was, but also more muscly. I don't look much. I don't really look different ever.
I think once you reach a certain age, you're like, I don't look that different. It's just very subtle changes over time. And then when you hit a certain age, then you're like, yeah, I have changed. But it's so gradual.
Yeah, because honestly, I think you look younger now than you did in pictures of when you were 20.
Probably
because I really do. I think that's haircut. It's haircut. It's it's a. You look at the Golden Girls, right? They were a certain age, and you compare it to people that age now, and you're like, it's the hair.
Well, it's hair and makeup styles and stuff.
Here's a problem with hardcover with Viz. Does Japan have one? Viz is an American branch for a Japanese company. I doubt it. Yeah, because I feel like when I'm in Japan, I see a much different standardized version of all manga because it's much shorter, and all the books seem to fit that standardized size. And here in the US, it's all over, and this is a problem with
and
comic book collectors, manga collectors, novel collectors.
I've read Japanese comments where they say American stuff or Western stuff is thick and heavy.
Yeah.
Whereas theirs is really light. Like a lot of it is like with manga, it's not meant necessarily to be collected long term.
Mm-hmm.
It is meant to ingest and then go on.
Well, because I feel like a lot of us are like, we're going to keep this and it's going to be,
Mm-hmm.
This is like, it's my collection. It's something else. Thank you for the super chat. Do you ever have to pause reading a particular manga because it became uncomfortable, but then go back into it without further issues? Yeah, I'd say so.
No,
I couldn't tell you in particular. I mean, there's been some books that like are so uncomfortable that they stay uncomfortable for me, that I've had to take a break from. And in most
is it
that's
like violence or situations? Or
if it deals with sexual assault in a way that does not have a reason to be there, or it feels more exploitative than it is narratively important, then I don't like that.
do you think it's generational? Like,
no, I don't, because you and I talk about, we watch old anime, right? And we've read old manga where there's a lot of things in there that would not fly today. So you and I have we have a lot of comfort with some things that feel very exploitative, right? And I'm like,
well, you got used to, and I wonder if it's just me being desensitized, or also just like my inherent things to just consume. And like, I'm the friend that likes trauma dumping. You can dump on me all the time. I'm going to be okay. Like, I guess I don't absorb it as, it doesn't soak into me. So I can read it and it may leave me unsettled, but I've never paused something because I felt so unsettled. Well, I take that back. Animal abuse. That's the one, like extreme animal, like torture and abuse.
I know which one.
There was one that it was too much. It was actually a Japanese film, Maddie, that I had to stop.
Oh, I believe that. Was it Ichi the Killer? No.
That's the one where, so they like, and I vaguely remember it because my friend was like, hey, this is a really good, movie. It's scary, blah, blah, blah. One of my Lolita friends, and we were over watching, and we had to watch, was it Suicide Girls or?
Oh, it's Suicide Club. Suicide Circle. Suicide Club, yeah.
Yeah, and then we watched this other one next, and it was like, it had animals and like bags and like.
That's the same movie.
Is it?
It is.
Okay, yeah,
that's one of my favorite movies, and I can't justify it.
I could not, and I was like, I'm gonna go up and make us drinks because I
Ono, he has improved in a lot of ways from his old movies. It is a choice. I'm sorry. I feel very betrayed to the poison ivy over you without me, and that you did it in time I couldn't watch. I'm sorry. It was already planned. It's been a stressful month. I couldn't plan any guests because I couldn't handle it mentally. I will fix that. Choose a book for me and Tina. You can join us on Over Your New Reader. Probably August. So you give us what Tuesdays you can do it, and we'll do it. I bet Maddie's been sleeping in a chronic Tupperware chamber each night where she doesn't age. Like those tours. That's a wonderful compliment.
I remember that. I occasionally think about that. Like, the Tupperware was so good.
Yeah, I'm hardcover, Tina softcover. Mm-hmm. But I do love you. I love you. Japan. Batman TMNT Omni comes out the same day as Superior, so there's a crossover. I don't have a big connection to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I've heard a lot of those books are really good. Black Cat Superior Spider-Man July. I think my only July, honestly, Superior Spider-Man. Everyone's talking about Superior Spider-Man. Also waiting for Faithless Deluxe Edition. Games. Western stuff has a lot of realism, even in fantasy stuff, while Eastern stuff is usually more invested in its own mythology. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It is interesting to see, though, like, with games like Final Fantasy 16, it's and I won't spoil anything for you, but I will say that, like, from what I've played so far, and I am really enjoying it, surprisingly, despite its inability to really give a lot of female characters any characterization, and its super whiteness. But with that aside, it's taking a lot of inspiration from Game of Thrones. Like, it's like, I think Square Enix is trying to do something where it's leaning more into like a Western storytelling style.
I've heard that from a lot of people. Like they're kind of doing a little bit more grittier anime, and I'm
enjoying it though, honestly.
Yeah, and I don't think it's necessarily that Eastern stuff is always invested in their own mythology. I think it's definitely got a different feel. The way they approach things are completely different, and I really respect that, because you think of things like Berserk or Gantz and stuff, and it does have a severe grittiness to it, but it's completely different on how it approaches its grittiness.
Good question. Is Japan, Tokyo vacation expensive, relatively speaking? It can be. It truly depends on how much planning you do ahead of time and how comfortable you are staying in places that maybe you wouldn't normally. So Tina and I, when I plan our trips when we go ahead and we set a budget for flight, and then we keep track of it until it falls below a certain price point. And at the same time, when we look for housing, we typically stay in hostels. And I always tell people, because I used to run when I was in school, I would tell them, like, hey, hostels aren't like the movie Hostel, if you know what you're doing.
It's not like Eastern European hostels, American hostels. Some of those you want to stay away from. It's nice.
They're very nice.
They're still a step down from a hotel, but they're still really nice.
Yeah, so usually we'll be all in the same room together. Maybe there's like bunk beds or whatever, but honestly, it's comfortable.
That one in Osaka was as nice as like an Eastern style hotel. That one was perfect.
At least for us ladies, we got futon, Japanese futon style.
Well, I'm even thinking about the trip that we did with Elliot. We all stayed together. That one was very really nice and very modern, but it was still like a modern Japanese style.
And then we'll budget like $50 a night for housing, like $40 for food, mostly. We do pretty well. If you budget well, it can be very inexpensive.
Definitely save. And I would suggest doing the envelope method is what I do. So I take out envelopes and I put housing, and I put all my money for housing in that envelope. So I don't touch it, seal it. And I'll write on there, and that's what I did for like our last trip and the trip before, is I'll write, like Osaka. So that money is specifically set aside, so I don't touch it. You're not combining your things. So you have different envelopes for different things like food, spend, so forth. And it did very well to organize me, because at the time we were going, it was a very cash society. I think it's changed just a little bit, but you can always use your Passmo. But I like to segregate it into envelopes. That way I have a visual indicator of what I'm spending, what I have to save, so forth. And it can be really cheap, and you find out how much money you actually have left over once you take it there, if you don't spend it all.
Yeah, if this wasn't a comic book channel, we would gladly do a video on how to travel to Japan on budget with like recommendations. So if we ever do that, I'll have to go on Collective, near my Collective instead. But we have a suggestion from Jack.
Ooh.
Over your suggestion, Mr. and Mrs. X.
Yeah.
Well, Tina, pick a Tuesday this month if you're free.
Pretty much any Tuesday I'm free, because it's just work and then home. The only problem is I don't know what time I will get home.
Yeah. That is okay. We can always move it back later. No big deal. You guys are being really silly in here. There was an anime that was disturbing to my younger self even when I was 18 when I first saw it. It's called Shigurui. I've never heard of that.
I've never heard of it either.
Shigurui Death Frenzy. A lot of blood.
Ooh.
There's too many muscles in it, Tina. You won't like it.
It is very muscly.
Dang. Omar's a free comic book day book. That's rude. Maddie, you and Tina need to plan a trip to Israel. I would love that. I love traveling. I've traveled a lot. And in my profession, I spend a lot of time planning trips abroad for people. That's like my day-to-day. So I wish I got to travel more than just plan them. But hopefully we'll get there. Because so far,
outside of Japan, I've just gone through the Americas. So I've been, up in Canada area a couple times, and then I've gone down to Costa Rica.
Have you guys spoken to Melanie? Yes, we have. They've asked me recommendations on where to go to buy anti-snoring nose strips.
Oh my god.
They sent us pictures of the monkeys and stuff. No pictures of the Ghibli amusement park. Rude. But that's okay. But yeah, they've been checking in and stuff, so that's been good. So I think we'll probably check in with them today before they wake up to see if they need any advice for now that they're back in Tokyo of stuff to do, because they're staying in Akihabara.
It's 12 there, so they're already woken up.
No. It's 12 a.m. Yeah, it's midnight,
there.
so they're asleep.
I'm like, oh, they're an hour ahead. What am I thinking?
Okay. Do you want to join for that one, Bar? Do it. Oh, we got 2 black wheels going there. I do love Mark Wade. He's so nice. The other issue, how much... Yeah, and that's a good thing that if we... I guess we could make a video about it. That'd be fun, honestly. We can kind of give you like some budget options while also explaining how it can be... You can actually save money in some aspects, because the way that you would... If you buy figures here, the markup is... It's insane. It's just like 4 times almost the cost. Especially if you're willing to buy used figures, which tend to already still be in packaging. Because T and I bought some Portrait of Pirates figures. Mm-hmm. One Piece by Mega House. They're very expensive typically here for very good prices. I've gotten my Frankie POP for like $40, and it would be over $100 here.
Well, my Bon Clay, because it was a special limited edition to a specific store in Japan, it was still like at like the price you would expect for new, like $250. But over here it'd be like $300-$400. So
also, his channel has 2 videos a day. I think one about travel things. Yeah, we just try to... Part of the reason we split things up was to keep it like truly separate. So once this went more a comic way, we wanted to make sure that all the comics have just stayed here, right? And so even though we obviously lost the motivation to do as much stuff on Neiman Collective, the stuff's there. There's a video filmed with Tina.
Eventually,
that's where that stuff goes. Where does One by Pro snoring? Those strips. Listen, if it exists, it probably exists in Japan. We'll say. I
have stories.
Oh, I don't want to go to Florida. We can meet halfway in Georgia. Do you ever go to MomoCon? Because T and I love MomoCon. Mm-hmm. And I want to go again.
I love going down south for my cons. That's basically all the cons I've gone to. I've never gone to a con in Florida.
I've been to NakamaCon in Florida, the One Piece convention.
Was that near Clearwater?
I don't know where it was.
Oh.
And I've been to Pensacola-Con because the guy I was dating was like a musical guest there. But, I don't date nerdcore rappers anymore, so... Don't do it. But hey, seriously, if you go to MomoCon, we'd love to meet up there. Well, here's what I do. Because I don't keep anything in packaging anyways, I take it all out of the packaging.
Wrap it in your clothes.
Wrap it in your socks, wrap it in your clothes. You're fine.
Just did a video with Omar on Omnis.
Mm-hmm. Why would he bring an omnibus with him? Isn't that the goofiest thing? You've got an iPad or like a little, read it digitally. You've got it digitally.
Well, so some people really enjoy, and that's a good question for you guys.
Listen, I enjoy reading physically, but not on a plane. You need as much space as you can get for stuff.
That's true.
It's digital only. And and we even bring card games, you and I, but we make sure it's just the little ones. Mm-hmm. They're crazy. I will say, when I stayed abroad in Japan, I did pack a TV and a PS3 in my luggage, so I'd have it in my room. All right, you got it. And then Tina can read too. Well, the problem is, if there is a manga content, it has to be me and Tina, and we have to not be busy or depressed.
Well, and it's surprising how much Omar actually has manga. Like, he's still collecting all the new stuff, but I
know new stuff that I want.
Yeah, new stuff I want, and I'm just like, Omar, you can, because he's like, well, I'll pay you for doing the.
Listen, if he lets us come over and read it, I'll do a video about it. Because he's got that book we want to read about the girl who feeds the girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah, like he's got all of it. Well, I'm sure his daughter's reading it, but.
Oh, Josh, is that where you are? You know what? Let's go. to MomoCon next year. I miss it. Can we just go?
I know. I saw people posting about MomoCon this year, and I was just like, I could do Anime Week in Atlanta. I'm trying to talk Heather into going to the furry convention down there. And she's like, absolutely not.
I think if we do it early enough, as long as we get a hotel that's in the convention center at MomoCon, we're not going to die of heat stroke.
Oh, I can do it. I've walked around in Falco down there.
I know you have. It still sucks, Tina. It still sucks.
It sucks so much.
Let's do it. I never take my comics out of the house. I never won't even let people borrow them. I trust no one with my comics, and that's fair. Gotta head over and buy up hundreds of Famicom and Super Famicom games for pennies on the yen. Absolutely, though. I can get so many games for so cheap. Now, granted, Japanese, but
you have to go to the side stores now because like Super Potato is so hit up, and so
Super Potatoes is for the tourist.
Yeah.
Well, you go to Book Off. That's where you go. Like you go to the used place. You don't go to the Super Potatoes for the tourist. It looks really cool. You're not going to find your stuff there.
Mm-mm.
But it's insider knowledge. Any 3-in-1 editions of To Your Eternity available? Do they have 3-in-1s?
No, not that I'm aware. Racking my brain, no. Maybe like. I feel like on certain things, like they'll never get the 3-in-1 release. It has to be somewhat popular or hit that marketing thing where you can remarket it. Or out of print for a while.
Thank you. You guys are reasonable. What new stuff? I'm considering because I had a lot of FOMO this year for Heroes Con.
Where's Heroes Con?
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
And that one's comic specific, so it's just because most of these comic book conventions, you've got like your celebrities, your wrestlers, whatever. And in some comic book stuff, like ours sucks. But that one is just purely comic book writers and artists. And it's really cool. And Zoe Thorgan was there. And we got to hang out with her and other friends.
Oh.
I'm jealous. I'm gonna try to go to Momo. Never done that show, so we'll see. It is technically an anime convention, but for me, anime conventions are multi-fandom.
I really feel like anime conventions are more like friend conventions.
Yeah, they are. It's just us hanging out.
Yeah, that's really what it is. Like comic, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about comic conventions because I've only gone to like the one that we have here and then another one, and neither one I got a really good feel about because it was like wrestlers or other stuff, and I don't know.
I feel like you just spend money to spend money, and at least like anime conventions, it's stuff to do.
There's some stuff to do, yeah.
AWA is in my backyard. I can show you a great Japanese restaurant to eat. I mean, we've never been to AWA, so I don't know anything about it. I'm guessing those conventions stink smell-wise. It depends.
Depends on where you go.
And if the arcade isn't like well ventilated, then yes.
Well, like MagFest, no smell, no nothing.
Oh, yeah, MagFest is great.
There's been some like conventions I've gone to where like the tournament areas for like certain card games, it has a bit of a funk to it. So hygiene lacking.
Yeah, I can't smell anymore. I haven't been able to for a year. I probably have to get like a surgery on my nose, but
congested areas of Dragon Con have a certain funk to it too, you know.
We were at a store in the mall, and we walk in, and then Elliot overhears some people talking about a Magic tournament, and he said, "Oh, that's why." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "The smell." I was like, "Oh," because I couldn't. Because I love, you and I both love board game stores, right? And they tend to have card games. And I don't go into them if they're going to be like that. Because you should have a rule. If you smell, you can't be there.
Some of them do have rules now about hygiene. Like if you don't have a certain level of hygiene, then yes, it can knock off another player's play. You absolutely should be booted from the tournament. Like it just goes like I can't concentrate when I have something like I'm gonna gag. So like like if you smell or have a breakfast burrito, I'm gonna choke and gag in front of you. Okay,
Hey, Maddie, what do you have planned for your birthday? I'm gonna play Wingspan. That's a good plan.
And I've got it ready to go. Right
Yay! You should go to Heroes Con. You can meet Josh finally in person, and you guys can argue in real life. It'd be great. I would love. I just beat some popcorn. Like, let's go. I've yet to go to Comic-Con. Worse yet, this year's is not even in my actual city. I really like conventions. They're good with friends.
Mm-hmm.
I like the ones that have more stuff to do than just shop. And so you really kind of have to like pick and choose which conventions suit you. We go to MagFest, which is Music and Gaming Festival, every year. We're always there. So if you're there, say hi. But the reason we go is because there's so much stuff to do. So it's really worth your money. The arcade's open 24/7. So it's free once you get in, right? There's music playing all the time. There's tons of great places to eat. Like, there's just stuff to do. And the cosplay's great. Oh yeah, Dragon Con you used to go to.
Yeah, you went during the same years that I have gone before, I think. I went in 2018, 2019. 2018 was too big. Yeah, okay, so I didn't do 2018, 2019. I think the last year we went, I took Omar and Melanie. I think it was 2016, 2017 is the last year we went. But I've been going since 2009, 2008. And then we stopped in 2013 for a couple of years, and then we took Omar and Melanie because it is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah. Thank you for the advice. I will try it. It could be a long COVID. I never knew that I had COVID, but it's possible. Or it could be my deviated septum, which is something that I already had and wasn't an issue.
A lot
which
of
is very attractive and cool.
Deviated septums and don't ever know it.
And I absolutely do. You know, it's really cool when you eat stuff and it comes out your nose.
No, that's not something that's normal.
It's super cool and fun to eat normally. I've traveled to Phoenix Comic Con and Vegas Comic Con. Oh, that's cool. I don't need to be a big. See, I like to have different cons for different things. Like Gen Con, I'm just going to play board games. MagFest, I do cosplay there, but it's not my main deal either. Because well, it is for like obscure RPGs, but it's still mostly just hanging out and listening to music. But like MomoCon, Tina are going to cosplay. We're going to bring out all the One Piece because that's a lot of the big One Piece fans are in Atlanta. They're in Florida. And part of that is because a lot of Black cosplayers are in Atlanta and a lot of Black cosplayers like One Piece. So it's a very different vibe than we get up north here. Absolutely. Absolutely, it will smell like mint. I think the first time I'll step into a major comic convention, I'll probably cry. Oh, I would love that for you. You should. If I was going to recommend like a con here, I guess people say Heroes Con's really good. I really like C2E2 in Chicago a lot. I really like the vibe in there. I've heard really good things about New York Comic Con.
Anime North okay. I honestly would like to venture out and go to like a European or Eurocentric like anime convention or con just to see how vastly different it is in atmosphere, just to compare it.
We should go. Let's try it. I've been to one in Japan. I've been to one in China.
That was interesting.
I just kind of happened upon it. But yeah, it felt very different. My taste buds are fine. As far as I know. I have no say difference. I think those who've been to many comic conventions for years probably don't appreciate them as much as somebody who's dreamed to go to one. Oh, probably not. Because I remember first time I got to go to ASEN, Anime Central, in Chicago. I'd only been to like one smaller one before, and it was like my life was changed forever. Just blew my mind. Well, I never knew that about Black Atlantic cosplayers. That's cool. There's so many, and that's, I don't know. It just makes me happy because, like, you know, like diversity is always an issue at conventions. Not always, like there is diversity conventions, but Atlanta is the one that, like, especially MomoCon, especially AWA, where you get a lot of photographers and videographers that actually show that diversity in their stuff. You know what I mean? And so you see the other ones are like, here's all the cosplay from C2E2, and it's everybody looks the same, body type, everything. And then you see MomoCon, it's like a party. Like it's really showing like the full like gambit of what cosplay can be
and
what
the
it
party
is.
and the feel is a lot different. I think
the party
MomoCon
outside is so good.
So good. Like, it's very enjoyable. Everybody's having a good time. Nobody's wanting to, like, I feel like the egos are a lot less down south than they are up north.
Oh, it's so fun. It's so good. Okay, it's time.
Ding!
Ding, 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 ding. All right, let me bring up the ad that I definitely have up. Okay. All right, it's ad time. Let's talk about Walt's Comic Shop.
Tell me all about it.
No problem. I will. If you live in Europe, which I don't, but some of you guys do, and you're interested in buying and pre-ordering Omnis, then you should definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices for Marvel and DC big books within the EU, flat rate shipping of 12 euros for all EU countries, bulletproof packaging, and all emails will be answered in 24 hours, again, which is way better than I will ever do. They also offer a superb selection of new titles and out-of-print books. Just head over to waltzcomicshop.com for more great deals and rare titles. And exclusively for our viewers, you can use the code Near Mint Condition, all one word, at checkout and get free shipping for all EU countries with your first order over 40 euros. Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for Omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. Take it away, Tina.
Walt's Comic Shop, your home for comics.
Ding. You always forget the ting. Oh my gosh, I did, Elliot. Oh. Elliot's pulling up, you know. I know Elliot. I'm not being rude to him like he's a random person. Sorry. It's going to seem like I'm like, oh my God.
I was like, is this a different?
No, this is Elliot, our Elliot.
Did he change his name? Okay. God, no. Okay, YouTube has this ad about the breakfast burrito, and I'm like, no, take it off the screen. It's going to make me gag. Like, just thinking about it, slimy, it's nasty, it's gross.
Well, there's your answer. See, we have somebody who can tell us. Do comic crews still make appearances at malls? I remember back in the day meeting Jim Lee and Mark Silvestri at our mall here in Northern Virginia. No, I think if they do, it's because a comic shop is at the mall. I don't think anybody makes mall appearances anyways anymore.
No.
Remember when that used to be the case? Like up and coming musicians or pop groups would be at the mall.
I remember runway shows at the mall and stuff like that. Oh man. I'm trying to think the last time like our mall, it had to be in like the 90s or early aughts is the last time our mall had something like that.
Yeah. Oh no, I fell behind again. Tina, you have a great voice.
Well, thank you.
Let's see. Oh. Look, when I go to comic convention, I know all they want for me to spend money, but I don't care because I want to spend money on everything there that I love. My favorite thing to buy at conventions is like anything from the artist alley, because I feel like books and things, that's things I can get elsewhere. But anything that's like, I don't know, independently made by someone, that's what I'm really there for.
Right.
Like all my favorite stuff is just like, I don't have any fan art near me.
I can go to my local comic shop and pick up something that's mass marketed. But a fanzine or, fan-made material is specific for cons a lot of times because these artists don't have like Etsy's or other online shops. Some of them make specific things for that convention. And that's what I'm looking when I pick up. Like all these prints are fan artists. And there's that legal gray area with it. But I really appreciate fans going an extra step and like creating their own things.
Yeah.
That's what I want to collect. I'll collect the official merchandise too. I think that's very important if you love something, to support something that way. But I also want to support other fans and if they're doing it for their job or just for their love of it.
Well, yeah, and now they're starting to make clothes and stuff too. Like MagFest was great because all of a sudden now, like we're getting a huge upgrade in the stuff that's offered. So like a ton of like button-up shirts and hoodies, like and shirt. It's awesome. You can get
like
hats.
And they're great. Like my wife bought a Gundam Wing shirt of all things. That's the schematics of Wing. Yeah. And then I bought my Hanoko-kun or Chan shirt there that I always wear. Both of them were fan-made shirts for the convention, which is nice.
And I also love that like a lot of the comic book artists at the con will have prints of some of their panels and cover work that you can't get elsewhere. Mm-hmm. So then I'm always like on the lookout. Like if people that I see come in, like, okay, this is my time to get this one print of this cover that they did that I'm not going to be able to get online. So a lot of my downstairs like art is that kind of stuff. Fine, we'll go to Heroes Con. We'll go. I want to anyways. I just keep forgetting about it every time. I used to be really good about, okay, I am getting...
You've got a ghost. Right. You've got Andrew's ghost.
Before COVID, we were very good about planning our whole year conventions, right? We knew exactly where we're going and when. And I have not been very good about... I haven't recovered back into that since. Unique items I see being worth going to cons for. Just buying common things with jacked up prices because you're at the cons what deters me. Yeah. That's why I'm there for mostly fan art or sometimes floppies if I'm looking for a few that I don't have. Some sellers do a good job of like selling stuff on at a lot cheaper. Is it Gem City or something? There's this one that has like
Emerald City.
No. It's not the name of the con. It's the name of a seller. Oh. They're in Ohio a lot, but they do like a buy two get one free on stuff. It's always discounted, and I'll like beeline to them and buy a ton of stuff.
Is that the comic shop that's in? No, I'm thinking of down.
I don't know if they have a physical one.
There's one shop that I was thinking about that is like used to be like in the mall, and they would open it up because it was kind of attached to the convention area, and they do sales at
No, not him. Not to be confused with that guy.
Okay. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
No.
Nope.
I won't lie. I do like buying books from creators to get more personal. That I do like. Mm-hmm. Like I bought, oh gosh. The one about the pug that looks like Conan the Barbarian I have downstairs. Compugdium, the Compugdium. Because he has a stamp modeled on his pugs. Little
if it's pug related, you'll buy it.
Yeah. I love pugs.
And I love how a lot of the artists will actually, like, if you buy fanzines or if you buy, like, issues from their tables, if you're talking about, like, comic creators or indie comic creators, they will sign it. And oftentimes they will do a little drawing for you inside there, which is really, really sweet and really nice. It does add a personalized touch. It's something that you potentially could get elsewhere, but they do personalize it. And it's good just speaking one-on-one and buying directly.
Oh, yeah. One of my favorite things is that a friend got for me. He met Tom King and had him sign Heroes in Crisis for me and had him write, "Sorry about Roy, Tom King." I was like, thank you. Aww. Thank you so much. I do get sad about SDCC exclusives. There's so many cool ones. Yeah, that sucks because I'm never going to go to San Diego Comic-Con.
That's the flip side of it because there's so many, like, as fans, you want to have these exclusives, but now there is sort of an industry for like larger creators that are well known. People will go there, they will buy it all out, and then they'll resell it. It's part of that endemic like resell nature that is so. Yeah. Oh, I hate it.
There we go, Tina. Let's piggyback. They don't need a room by themselves. We can stay with them.
Okay.
We'll have to help with interviews, but that's fine.
Well,
as long as I don't have to do the interview. Depending on who it is.
Okay.
I'll do some interviews, but I
just let Omar do it. But here's the thing. I can't sleep in a hotel room with Omar Because it goes back to that no strips for the snoring. They're for Omar, guys.
Okay, we get him some strips. We get
I'm
you
gonna
some
spill the tea right now.
quality
Dragon
noise
Con
canceling.
with Omar and Melanie was horrible. I did not sleep a wink all night. It is like room mirror shaking snores. I'm sorry, Omar. I'm spilling your tea here. I love him. And then Melanie was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. It's just because he drank." No, he didn't imbibe stuff the first night that we were there. Okay, Melanie, it's not just because he's drinking. I love you guys. I love you guys so much.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Yeah, so you guys can ask him about his snoring when he comes back next week. Hey, that's how it has to be. I would love to interview Zoe Thorogood. I don't even know what I would say, though. I'd be like, listen, I know you don't want to talk to anybody, but I have to do this. I'm in France and I hear him snoring every single night. Absolutely.
Yeah.
The earthquakes happen in Japan right now. They're not earthquakes. It's still...
I'm sorry.
We hear the worst. Yeah. That's because Tina can't control herself and she spills everything that's ever happened to anyone.
Hey, I've done very well. This is not an AMA. I think that was appropriate level.
This is an appropriate level for this. AMA Tina is unhinged.
Yeah, I'm unhinged. I'm sorry. Like, even I think Omar muted my mic one time in the AMA, and I was like, this is an AMA. Let me speak.
Because you're going to tell everybody else's tea. You're going to tell your own, no problem. And then you're going to be like, hey, remember that one time when you... And then Heather will be like, please don't tell them. And then you'll do it anyways.
I look at her, I wait for a little bit, and then I'll go. I'm bad at that. Like, if you want to keep something a secret, just tell me, Tina, this is a secret, and I won't tell anybody. But if it mutually happens to us and it's an event that happens, it's not a secret.
That's right. TMI Tina.
Yeah.
Tina's why we joined the Patreon. I would love a drunk Tina manga review.
Oh, man.
I'd be down. I have to be careful because apparently last time I drank too much on was it the Celebration, maybe?
Yeah.
And I thought I was fine. But then Kristen, aka the Comic Slayer, and her husband Reed were like, you were ridiculous. I was like, no, I wasn't. They're like, yeah, you're drunk. I was like, no, I'm just tipsy. Like, no. You're drunk. I was like,
oh, man. I can't have normal conversations. That doesn't interest me. But tea, I can drink me some tea all day long, man. I love it. I'm a horrible human being, and I know this.
You're not a horrible human being.
Well, I'm saying that because, like, I'm a dumb, stupid human being who loves to watch that train wreck, ingest it, and be like, oh, I don't want to be part of that train wreck, but I want to see it, and I want to talk.
She is a lovable liability. That should be your new tagline.
Lovable liability.
TikTok Tina, a lovable liability.
That's my subtitle.
Tina's done very well. Yeah. Well, all you need to get the channel canceled is have Omar and Rob, just them.
Bless. Tina. Bless.
That is true. Drunk Maddie is the only time Maddie gets in the deep human condition. Discord chat.
Oh my goodness.
I love a voice chat though. What are you ladies currently reading besides Tina reading Tress? My next read is Cosmonauts book 2. This big old book because I've been excited about it.
I have a ton of stuff sitting over there, and my brain is like squirrel brain. I can't even think about what I'm going to read. I'm reading The Rose and the Thorn by Michael J. Sullivan. I'm reading, I think I talked about this. I'm reading The Fairies of Oz. Did I talk about this last time?
I feel like you did.
I feel like I did.
Yeah, you did because you talked about 10.
I started The Foxglove King, and I don't really like it. So I'm kind of, I don't know. Berserk, the second, like, collected edition volume.
Yeah.
And then Belle the Ball is also another thing I'm reading.
Yeah, I think besides that, I'm going to read some of the Spider-Woman that Freddie sent me.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I'm kind of like, I'm going on vacation a little bit soon, so I'll be at a cabin, and that's my plan to do reading.
Mm-hmm.
But I have been reading like YA stuff. Like I read Malice, which is like a sapphic Sleeping Beauty retelling kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked it. It was fun. So that. And there's some new monster love books coming out, but I don't talk about that here. So one day I'll probably do stuff on my own channel. Huh?
Okay. Is that an AMA talk?
That is amazing. Talk about online talk.
Oh. You're like, I don't want somebody screen recording.
Well, I've considered
be like an AMA.
I've considered doing some like because I've considered doing any special interest stuff on my own like channel, not to do anything, but just to have. So like talk about whatever stuff I really like that doesn't fit elsewhere, just for fun. So I may do that. But
have you read Ali Brosh? Her stuff. She's the hyperbole and a half.
Oh yeah. I think lots of people probably about her.
I've got her first one and I read it. I didn't realize because I know she had been in some major depression. The Solutions and Other Problems. I think I talked about.
Yeah, I like her a lot.
I finished it, so if you want to borrow that, I really suggest it. Like I was in a foul mood, but I still kept laughing when I was reading it.
Yeah,
it's one of those things. And then I finished a manga that I picked up. It's okay. Like I felt like it was like dime level. Sorry, loud thunder. Dime level like manga was his majesty can't speak. His Majesty the Demon King's housekeeper.
Man, I love a good title like that.
Well, it's an isekai. Like she likes cleaning. She gets summoned over there and she's cleaning and stuff. And I thought it'd be more like more romance. And it kind of falls flat for me a little bit. So I'm like, I don't know if I'll continue with that series. I picked up the first 3 and read them.
Just finished Vampire Hunter D book 6. Gonna start some Lone Wolf. I really want to start Lone Wolf and Cub, and I'd love to go back to Vampire Hunter D. I only ever watched like I guess OVAs for it or whatever when I was younger, but I'd love to go back and try it.
It is really lightning out there.
You were nice during your celebration, but you weren't drunk. Thank you. I thought I was lovely. Tina seen me drunk.
Oh, I was worried she was going to fall into a river. And
listen, even drunk, I can very well navigate us back to our hostel from karaoke. So
she got us there. I wouldn't know about very well because
I did it great.
Her path wasn't a straight line. It wasn't even a meandering thing. It was like
don't drink straight whiskey while you're at karaoke.
Centauri whiskey.
Has anyone read Spider-Woman by Hopeless? Is it the pregnant Jessica one? I haven't actually. I haven't read any Spider-Woman, but that's what I got from the lovely Freddie. And I love when Freddie sends me stuff because he puts little notes on them, so I know like where to start. So he said, "You can start with me."
That's nice. That's
so
very appreciative.
Like it makes my day because Freddie just has the cutest little messages and it just makes me happy.
That's like a reader's advisory, and it's like, hey, I would like you to experience how I experience these things. This is how I would like you to, if you would like to, read it this way. That's precious and that's nice.
Oh, that's part of my like cabin goal was to read a lot of comics while I'm there. I've read 130 books this year. Some comics, some novels. I want to see how far I can get. Shut up, Elliot. Again, I know him. It's fine. Yeah, that was Omar snoring. That wasn't the weather. It's pretty freaky right now. But we can use the rain because we're dealing with all of that, like from the wildfires in Canada, all that poor air quality coming through here. So I think they kind of
it needs to be tamped down. So it's actually really nice. It's been nice. Like a couple of days ago, like I was coughing and hacking the haze. I mean, it's like a couple thousand miles away or something like that. And it's really bad air quality here.
I discovered my Ollie's puts their new graphic novels out on Fridays and stopped over again yesterday. They have 15% off everything in store until 7 p.m. on July 2nd. I'll check it out. Listen, ours, and we have a few Ollies. Everyone else posts on Facebook. They get all this luck on Ollies. They're like, oh my God, I got an omnibus and blah, 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 blah. And I never find anything. The best I've found is like, I don't know, like 5 years ago, I got some like Miss Marvel and Squirrel Girl like hardcovers.
The one that's near me? I feel like the one near me is a trash heap. It's like a dumpster
Well,
fire.
they all always look like a dumpster fire, but then
No, I'm not saying it looks like a dumpster fire. It actually feels like a dumpster fire, okay? Like, I got one thing. I got my hammock from there, and I love it.
I want a hammock so bad. I'm very jealous of yours.
It was like $100 at Ollie's.
I
So
want one.
it's the season for it. See if they've got some more.
I just want a little, like, it's a little sensory station.
It does. I just sit there and I swing.
If anyone has autism in the chat, send your recommendations to me what I should put in my house. Thank you. We gave Omar so much grief about his mom's basement. The story won't ever hear the end. Omar definitely looks like he snores. If Melanie's not on the live, then gotta ask Emily, did Melanie not show up because she didn't sleep because of your snoring? Please do.
No, she sleeps right through it. She was a champ. You get used to your partner, I guess.
We got the haze 9 degrees, going to a pool party. Please, oh my gosh. I've been masking up outside. It storms here in the summer. Kentucky weather is like, it's just a mess.
Well, we've got the Gulf, so we've got the Gulf of Mexico, and what it does is the warm, wet air comes up, and then it hits with the Canadian like cold air and jet stream, and we're right in that area where we get a lot of the tail end of severe weather. We get a lot of we're on the edge of like tornadoes and stuff like that, so we get the fun stuff. Really bad storms here.
The Ollie's and Book Offs I've ever been to never have anything. Yeah. I wish we had Book Off, although I think Book Off is only good when it's in Japan because that's the stuff I want there, and it wouldn't be good here. Probably.
I wish I had a Kinokuniya close, not just in Seattle.
There is a Kinokuniya. Well, there's one opening up in Atlanta. Josh, did you hear about this? There's a Kinokuniya opening up in Atlanta now, so. Although I'd love to do a Chicago trip. We can meet. Mark said he can meet us halfway.
How did you pronounce that?
Kinokuniya.
Yeah, never. I always call it Kinokuniya. Here's how it's spelled.
Half price books here is terrible. Oh, ours are good.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty good. We have 2. I really like them, and usually I find some good stuff. Like the manga section's not always great, but sometimes, like I got all of Mermaid Saga. Mermaid, is that what it's called?
Mermaid Saga?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I found that there.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
I still haven't collected. And I've got the old floppy.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's not Atlanta. It's up north near the pool party. What is Maddie looking for to Ollie's? Hardcover things and omnibus things, which I never find. Ever. I recommend a bicycle mouse. I have a bicycle mouse. It just takes up space.
Oh.
I use it when I'm playing games or stuff. I should use it while I'm reading, probably.
Yeah, you can do that. I used to walk and read on our treadmill.
If I get a stay-at-home job, that's the first thing I'm getting is like a little like walking treadmill and like a standing desk. That's like the dream, which is sad. What a sad little dream, but that's the dream. That's what I want. I wish I had an Ollie's near me, though my fear is I'll buy trade paperbacks so eventually get reprinted in omnibus form. That's how it is. There's a Book Off and a Kinokuniya in NYC, and they're both good. There's also Forbidden Planet there as well. Also a great place to visit. I think a dog opened the... Hello. Did you miss me? You want to say hi? Come here.
Yeah.
Come here. You want to get up here and say hi? Come here. You can do it. Come on. Or not. Whatever. Live your life. Sales are BS, to be honest. You end up buying a lot of things that will eventually cost you more than if there was a sale. You wouldn't buy as many things. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. That's why in-stock trades gets me, because I'm like, well, I'm going to spend $50 at least. And then like the Target buy 2 get 1. I was like, well, I need $35 for free shipping, so I might as well buy 6 books, which I did.
Right.
Oh, I'm trying to get her to be in my lap like that one live show I did. Come here. But she wants to play, so come here. Say hi to the people. I want to see you.
Luna.
Baby.
Oh, she can't hear me. You got your headphones on.
Come on, baby. Oh. Come here. You suck. Fine, Nina. Fine. I love her so much. She's the best. Also, read Bang. Yeah, everyone read Bang by Josh Greathouse on Webtoons.
Also, read Bang.
She loves to talk. She's my sweet little cuddle baby, and she's the best. I wish Moose was here because I can hold Moose. Ina's too hyper right now.
We might not hear you over Moose trying to breathe, though.
I've had to there's so many recorded videos I've done where either you can hear him slightly or I've had to redo it because he's right there and just yeah, she will. Robin's basically a dog, though, to be honest. She's not very cat-like.
She's friendly cat-like, but she hides a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm missing all my lap cats. Unfortunately, most of my old lap cats have passed away.
Where's Little Man?
Little Man is, I don't know. He's probably getting into something.
I love him. I love him so much. He's the best.
I miss my 20-year-old because she would just be laying here on the couch, and it's so weird to think that I started Monday. We had to say goodbye to her on Monday.
She was a sweetie. Weird.
No, she was spicy. She bit me. She sent me to the ER twice.
Oh my god.
Sweet.
Have you read Planetary? I just had the omnibus arrive in the mail today. I haven't. Who is that? Ooh, that's one I haven't read, and if I did, I would probably do so used or a different way because I am not a fan of the person who wrote it. But I've heard good things about it. I think I'm the only lesbian who prefers dogs. Liking cats as a lesbian is like a law I was never made aware of. I feel like there's dog lesbians and there's cat lesbians. Honestly, like it doesn't. Like I was watching Ultimatum Queer Edition, and most of those lesbians have dogs that like are their children.
Yeah, like I grew up with dogs. I love dogs.
Yeah,
my wife does not. So we compromised and we got cats.
You never know. Maybe one day.
No. Although I've been so close to convincing her, I think I could get away with a little lap, like a little yippy cute lap dog. Like if I could just tell my sister to go and grab me a $20 cute dog like she has, not the like weird rat thing that she gave my mom. My sister, for some reason, can find backyard breeders and get the cutest things. Not that I condone that, but
yeah, I was a cat girl until Moose, the pug. He changed everything. Lionheart, I did, and it looks so nice. And now I have more space for premium format figures. Let me see if I can pick up a...
Don't drop them.
No promises. I've got more space for new, like, larger figures, which I would love, especially since I had to cancel that Aloy one because I was moving. I was trying to save money. But she looks really nice. Although what I really want still is the one from Words Are Happening. Injustice. But I'll share a quick picture of it. Look how nice that looks. Like, and I like it has like kind of glowing base that mine has, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
It's so nice.
Yeah, like a lot of your figures have a very solid base.
Yeah, and that's why I like these because they're nice and tall. And they just the sculpt is always good, like the face sculpt, which is important to me because I will not buy a thing if the face is weird. This one's like 6'10". Because I prefer if they are like, I don't need figures that you pose. I don't like that as much. I did order Mantis.
Mm-hmm.
I've got her pre-ordered, which I'll show a picture of that just for me.
Yeah, and I've got some of the figure arts stuff, and I enjoy them for what they are, but I think posable figures for me is not ideal either.
Like, I had been waiting for this figure to come out forever, and they didn't finally put it up until after the holiday edition. which is great because now it's the absolute perfect figure for me ever. Because I love Christmas and I love Mantis. And I can change from Christmas to regular Mantis. And I cannot wait for this to come out. It's gonna take forever. Like I think my payments start like in January or something. But
okay. Where are you ordering through?
Sideshow. That's where I buy all my big figures.
And they do payments. Man,
that's why I like it. I like payment plans.
I kick myself so much. There was this Alucard figure from Castlevania, of course, that I really, really wanted, and then I just waited, and then I was like, I can't.
Yeah. Bipedal lesbian cycle. Planetary is awesome. Ellis didn't handle the fall of his actions very well, but being a serial workplace there isn't criminal behavior. It's the power dynamics and stuff for me. Everyone's allowed to make their own decision about stuff. For me, there's certain people in the industry that until things really change, I don't feel comfortable putting my money towards them. I'm not going to dock you all for making your choice, but that's where I'm at. The Wonder Woman 610. I feel like Mantis was like 2 something.
That's reasonable. That's like 2 something is my reasonable expectations for a figure. It's when it gets to be about like 4 to 6, I'm like, how much do I love this?
It has to be something because the Wonder Woman I have and the Red Sonja I have, I spent a lot of time thinking about, and I don't regret them.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Red Sonja was bought by Elliot for me. Thank you. But talking about Hot Toys, I bought a Wonder Woman Special Edition, Wonder Woman 84 Hot Toys. That one's nice. With a payment plan. With payment plan sacrifice. I'm not good at saving up for things, but I am good at payment plans. Man, but I wanted that Aloy so bad. And I
thought you were going to get
I had pre-ordered it. I had to cancel because of the house.
Okay.
And I regret it. Basically, you put a deposit down, and then they like charge you a certain amount over like 6 months or whatever. So that way it's broken up. Because I can't
lay away.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna be able to pay all of that one time. There's no way. Yes, I love those Bishoujo lines. I'm really lucky because like I've never had any. But then Mark got me one for last year. Ugh. Is Wonder Woman. Thank you, Mark. I don't know if he's in the chat, but thank you. And then a friend got me this Catwoman one. So now I have 2. I love them.
That's nice. I didn't know you had that Catwoman. Mm-hmm. I've seen her over at Omar's, and every time I'm just like, if not saying anything, but like that Jubilee.
You need that Jubilee.
I need it. Omar's got it. Would he notice? How long do you think it would take him to notice?
Years.
Probably.
We still do that thing where we just move one, like, because it's all organized, right? Move one thing from one collection to a different area.
Yeah, so and do that slowly. The last time I was there, he actually had started to put up, like, I just want to go over and clean. Like, he's got so much stuff, and he's slow of moving stuff out of it, but he's starting to really organize certain things. Like, he was starting to organize his DBZ collection.
I feel like I don't even know the best way to dust figures, really. I don't know if it's like one of those, like, aerosol guns or something, but they need to be dusted.
Air canister.
Yeah, they have great stuff. They're also very good because they have a U.S. distribution, so you don't have to pay EMS shipping. Yeah, and the stuff's so nice because when it gets they tend to re-release pretty often, and the prices are pretty reasonable, honestly, for those figures. Plus, the face sculpts are so nice. One that I do like that I really wanted to get Omar one year, but I missed out the chance. Is the Bishonen Nightwing where he's doing this and he has like his butt facing towards you.
I think Omar did a pose for Halloween when we got him that Nightwing outfit. Yep.
Best way to dust figures is usually with makeup brushes. Oh, that makes sense. Nice. You can also wash them with soap and water, provided you make sure they fully dried, have no residual soap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you want to do that with like
Rob Omar.
tacky figures, and Omar does. He needs to give some of them a gentle bath.
Yeah,
because some of them are breaking down. For things I'm talking about, like things that we got in the 90s and stuff, that plastic, some of them aren't like to the condition we expect now. They're tacky. They felt so wrong when we were, you know what I'm talking about, Maddie, because you were helping me.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh. Ooh.
Sorry, mooses. I have more things. That's fine. I don't have any Poison Ivy figures yet, although I've been eyeing some on Sideshow for a bit because I feel like my collection's not complete till I have at least one. And there's one Harley Quinn figure I really want. It's at A+ Comics right now. And it's with her. She's on this like little couch. Like not couch, like little like rug. And there's like a record player. And it's beautiful. And I want it so bad. So that's on the list. There you go. Then you got my stuff. Let's see. Indoor bikes where you can compete. What are those?
No, stationary, like exercise bikes.
Why don't they make the figures out of dust repellent materials? Back to the Future Part 2 promised dust repellent book covers, and it's been almost 8 years now. Oh, well. Never said there wasn't a plan B. Oh, there was the one comment that was funny. That women only want one thing. It's disgusting. It's true. All I want, this is different from Tina. All I want is figures of big buff sexy ladies. I just want big figures of sexy ladies in my house.
Disgusting.
Most of my figs are variations of the X-Men. That's where Tina would be happy.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would love to have a Rogue figure. And there is a nice premium format Rogue figure. It's nice. I don't like the Bishojo one of her as much. But I would love the Bishojo one of X-23. Because I really like her.
Talking about monster lovers, I would love to have like an old school Beast figure or a Nightcrawler figure. Like, I absolutely would love to have a really good Beast figure. I say not like the whole second, mutation Beast and stuff, but the perfect Beast.
Maybe there is some.
I've seen.
Can Omar go ahead and just get like? We need to get sponsored by Sideshow. That's what we need. That's what's missing. Personally. Oh, the dream. The dream. Oh! I just opened up Bishojo figures on oh, that's nice. This is all this channel is now. Let's just look at this stuff. Let's look at pretty pictures.
Just figures? I can talk about figures.
Look at this one, Tina.
Oh.
That's nice. I love her. That's cute. That's very cute.
Yeah,
this is not. And listen, you can't trust me to not buy myself another birthday gift. And I really can't do that right now. There's a Geralt that's like a lady Geralt. I don't know about it. Sorry, guys. I don't know if you guys want to talk about other stuff, but it's figure time now. Stop honey rewards.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. I don't know. I'm not sure I'm sold on this. Like, I like the body. The face is a little, I don't know, on this one.
Yeah. Like, oh, the Batgirl would be nice. I guess I'll always have waitlist open. But, I would love X-23. Her little, like, I like this little face she has right here where she looks like a little perturbed about it. Like,
And I saw a comment, yeah, sometimes if you leave your figures in the box for prolonged time, it can get a stickiness. Every figure is going to have different times it breaks down. So essentially what it is, it's that splitting because plastics, particularly if it's a plastic or certain types of resin, that oil will separate. And that's what you're feeling is that essentially that breakdown, that oil release. we don't really know how long these figures will last, because things will eventually break down. I'm worried about older figures because, we used a different type of technology and different type of plastic makeup. And I think we may experience more breakdown. Like we're seeing that with like artist chairs from the 60s of plastic where they're basically melting now. They've melted. They've been doing that since the 90s. So I'm worried about how long these figures are actually going to last.
I'm surprised you haven't read any Rogue because I feel like she would suit your interest. I think you'd like her. I've loved Rogue always, but especially because of X-Men Evolution. I mean, you gave me a cool goth girl, and I was like, done. And you gave her like a sexy Southern accent. I was like, okay.
Yes, I'm saying take your figures out of like the packaging.
Yeah.
If you want to save them long term, because if you leave them in, they will degrade. It's like plastic on plastic. Now they don't have those windows for some of them, like the D&D. I've seen a lot of new figures like going the full boxes because of money saving. But I would suggest taking them out eventually, like leave them in for a couple of years, see if maybe the resale value goes up if you want to sell them that way. But if you want to collect them, take them out of the box, display them nicely, I would say. That's Tina's suggestion. It might not be yours.
Who said men are superficial? I like how you crinkle the face on the statue. I'm very particular. Like the oh gosh, what are they called? They have that whole line.
I don't want to be getting some type of derpy face on my figures. I'm sorry.
No.
Because like there are some that are just like, I don't want one. Lazy eye is a real thing. I'm not making fun of anybody with a lazy eye, but with my figures, if I can't meet their gaze and they're like looking here over here and here over here, that is a jank.
Oh man, there was a big issue with a sideshow figure, because it doesn't match. They're never going to match the original painting job, right? Yes. But there was I think it was a Spider-Gwen figure that was like a premium format, and there's a lot of issues when she came out because her eyes were not matching up. And I don't see any pictures of them on Google right away, but I was in the sideshow group and there was a big issue because it was looking the other way. And that was an expensive figure. And people were like really mad about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'd be mad at it. Like if I paid, like you expect different things for a different quality. If you're trying to make a buck out of it and you're like, well, this is just going to be like a $5 figure, that a kid's going to play with, you're not going to spend a lot of time on it. But sometimes I've seen better paint jobs out of mass produced pieces like that than some of these figures that are running for like $100 and $200. Like the faces look jank. I'm like, who painted these? These are jank.
I think this is a good question for the chat because I'm not actually sure because I've read a lot of Rogue in other stuff. I don't think I've read a Rogue only book, which is weird.
I was trying to think of it because when I was like, oh, Rogue, and then I was like, no, but the Rogue I'm thinking of, well, I think there is a Rogue title, but I really thought it was Rogue and Gambit is what I'm thinking.
Well, there's a Rogue and Gambit now, and there was a Rogue solo run. So it may have been that you read the Rogue solo run because it looks like your time period.
Like 94, 90. It might have been earlier, somewhere around 94, 95.
I also want to read a comic that focuses on Mystique and Destiny. I love the tiny bit I've read with them. I would like that too. I've really liked what I've read about them. You prefer the figure designs based on the movies, the comics? Comics. I like the comic designs a lot. Or designs based off of video games, those comics, like Injustice. Yeah. That looks really nice.
Because the movies, they're going to base it off of that particular actor who's playing it. It's like the character, it's the actor with the character skin, essentially. Whereas the comics, it's going to be that character. It's much more truthful to the character and how I think of the character or image the character in my mind.
And the muscles are bigger because the actors never have big muscles.
Like One Piece, the 10-pack, the 12-pack, and stuff.
Yeah, the only exception to this rule for me is Mantis, but there's also like no Mantis figures. Not really. It's only of Mantis in the movie anyways. So that's the exception because I love her. Okay, Anthony remembers. It was an issue. I'm only familiar with Rogue from the cartoon. Rogue is great in the cartoon. She is great in the cartoon. It was
She's
hard for me to
great.
watch the movies because I love Rogue in the cartoon.
Well,
So.
I fell in love with her that very first episode when she says, I'm more nervous than a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. Right, Sugar?
Oh my gosh. Are there any X-Men comics that solely focus on the female characters? All New Wolverine. Does Magic have her own? Because I feel like Magic should. Because after playing, oh man, Tina, after you play, because you have to now, Marvel Midnight Suns, I think you should cosplay Magic. I think you would be so cool.
Heather cosplay. Well, no. So I thought about cosplaying Magic when Heather did old school Kitty Pryde with Locke. But I didn't.
Oh, she's so cool now. She's so cool. I love her.
I mean, when I was reading like Magic, like her future kind of ended because of the plague and stuff. Like she died and all that stuff. That's when I ended my comic run.
I think Howard Mackey and Mike, I can't say last name, did the original Rogue miniseries. I remember loving the art. Okay. Rogue has a solo series from 1994 to 1995, and then 2001, and then 2004, 2005. After that, it's Rogue and Gambit series, which I have heard really good things about. I think we should read it. I do like Rogue.
I read the 94-95 run.
But given how much I like Carol Danvers, I'm a bit hesitant about her. I like them both. I mean, I know the origin is weird, right? Because she was evil and she stole Karen Upler's powers. Oh, you can tell we're getting close to the end of the show because I'm like
brained out.
I do have a couple of the DC collectibles ones, but only for like Roy Harper, and I still haven't yet. And somebody, if you're into the DC collectible stuff, tell me if I need to go in and buy it, if there's going to be like a price jump on anything. But they just released a new Roy Harper and Donna Troy figure, and I haven't bought either of them because I was hoping to see them in the wild. So somebody tell me.
Every time you say Donna Troy, I just think, oh, Star Trek.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, sorry.
Yes, we do. Oh, I love her. If I was good at cosplaying blondes, which I'm not, I would cosplay her.
And that's the thing. Like, I don't know if I look good. See, people with dark hair, dark eyebrows, cosplaying a blonde is really off. It's tough.
I do okay as long as I don't. I realize the trick is making sure I don't do anything with my eyebrows because if
I leave my eyebrows like just either I'll like color them like dark brown but don't try to do too much. I think it looks okay, but it's still very off-putting for me to see myself blonde.
Yeah, I've done a couple and it looks it does not suit me. And I'll put the blue contacts in and then it super doesn't. I look like I am not.
You looked well. I think you look fine.
Well, that's nice.
You did the Fiona cosplay from Adventure Time.
Oh yeah, that one was cute. That one was cute.
Sorry. I had to say it.
But I think it's because there was a hat.
But that was really cute.
Did you ever read this Angel Season 11 Library Edition? Your thoughts on? I did. I can't remember how I felt about it either way. It's been so long. I guess I didn't hate it. I don't remember though. I'll have to reread it. It's probably time for another Buffy reread, even the IDW stuff. Or IDW, but the Dark Horse stuff. That's a collection I'll always have, and I could probably sell it for a lot of money, but
I tossed out all my floppies. I used to collect the alternative cover of those.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I tossed all my collection.
Brian Wood, Gwen Wilson adjective that was running at the same time as Bendis Uncanny and all new had an all-female X team. That's cool. I would love some more of those because I like when they have the all-female team ups. Like I really liked when we did that. I think it was during like Battle World and some stuff. It was really good. And I wish DC did more of that because all we had were the bombshells. That's what it is. DC bombshells. Those figures. The faces are ugly, and it makes me so mad. Because why?
Yeah, I remember running into this because I thought one particular one, I was like, it's not too bad. And you're like, Tina, look at that face. That face is horrendous.
It bums me out because I like the designs a lot, but then the faces.
Well, I think like the bombshells, like the particular like pinup girl look is really fantastic.
So
I think Poison Ivy looks great in that pinup style. But I don't know.
So if anyone's like, should I get Maddie one of these? No. Don't do it. I don't want it. I feel like most of the X-Men female characters are at like 100, while most of them are like a 5. Maybe it's just comics I've read. It's fair. When they introduced the Buffy multiverse, where we discovered that Sarah Michelle Gellar version exists on alternate reality. That'd be fun. Listen, I don't know what they're doing with it anymore. I feel like they really lost. They got lost in the sauce. You know, I don't know what. They make some really weird decisions, and they do this thing where they trick you with Dan Mora art, right? They're like, hey, Dan Mora's doing art. Don't you like this? And I'm like, yes, I do. Thank you. And then they ruin it immediately by changing the artist like 5 issues in. Like, stop this. First of all, if it's a new big name series, don't change your artist so fast. Don't do that. You're going to lose people so quick. And you've got to get people, if you're going to do something based off a TV show that has actual people, you've got to get somebody that knows how to do that kind of art where you still recognize the people, but it's still it's not like hyper realistic. And I just think editors were not thinking about it. And I'm still mad about it because I was in Buffyverse, but not anymore. Tina, did I show you this cute little Wonder Woman figure I got? Look at this one.
Oh, that's cute. No, I think you showed me the like cookie last time.
This one's really cute because they have these of DC characters, but they have these just anime characters too. But I saw this one; it was only like $15. But how cute is that?
That's gonna be really cute. That like pips my interest on those.
Yeah, I think it was on Good Smile that I got it. And somebody was mentioning Good Smile. I think they're mentioning Spy Family figures. Oh yeah, they're called. What are these called? Hello Good Smile, I guess.
Hello Good. Yeah, I've heard of this. Yeah.
I'm trying to find a different.
That's like who's putting out the Deltarune figures too.
But you still don't have any, correct?
Correct. I don't have any of those. I'm meaning to order them. So are
there any you would like more than other ones?
Oh, Rousey.
Okay. Just curious.
Obviously. Sorry, I'm still stuck on this like female solo books. I'm like, I know I've read more, and it's frustrating me that I'm like, and then I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about like Typhoid Mary and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Have you watched the Stanley doc on Disney Plus yet? No, I haven't. I might watch that this weekend. I might check it out. I don't know. Oh, 10-minute warning. Thank you.
10-minute warning.
Do either of you have any favorite DC Pride covers? No, and I hope they release another like book.
I am very lacking in DC knowledge. And
I'm gonna fix that for you.
I've been wanting to pick up Green Lantern.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you should read Far Sector. It's a Green Lantern that looks like Janelle Monáe. If my internet would load fast enough, I'd just have us look through the DC Pride covers right now. Obviously, this Jen Bartel one is great. Love that. Very cute. I've been loving, so you'll like this here. So Marvel did a thing with X-Men where they all did different, like, or I guess not X-Men, it was everybody, Met Gala outfits.
Yes. Yeah. So I've seen the, like, I've actually spoken to Omar about the Met Gala outfits because some of them I'm just like, oh, but I would definitely cosplay this one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, babies. Oh, I need to read this one. Has anyone read Spirit World yet in the chat? And if so, how do you like it? Because I've been eager to check it out. Oh, my babes.
I like that one.
But yeah, I'll have to pick up the newest thing. Ugh. Nubia's so hot. She doesn't know, right?
Yeah, the Hellfire Gala. Yeah, those outfits were.
Ooh, I like the pop-up parade ones too because they're very inexpensive. Like they're super cheap, but they're nice figures. And I think they saved money on packaging. Like I got this Belle one.
Oh,
that I
that's
really
pretty.
like, and they're releasing pop-ups from a lot of stuff. Like man, Ancient Magus Bride's getting some.
Mm-hmm.
The other witch show by Gynax.
I really want to collect the the Posket figures.
You know I love those. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and she's got some new ones that I really want too. That's my girl, my number one. One of these days we'll make a group happen for Sailor Moon. Maybe.
I actually ran across that document last night.
Oh, good. That's great. Oh gosh, I need to put all my figures in the way now. Buff ladies.
Do you guys have any suggestions for me reading DC if I was to like start a book?
You should read a bunch. Poison Ivy, like Bar said. You can borrow my copy. I'll get to you today.
Like I'm familiar with Batman properties. Like something like branching outside of like Batman or Superman is what I'm talking about.
I'd love for you to read more Wonder Woman. The Catwoman books are really good. All the Catwoman books are really good.
Are you saying it because like cats?
No. I just like them. Oh, Nightwing's hardcover. The new one's really good. I have that too. Ooh. Or, I've already forgot what it's called. The DC one where they're knights instead. It's like fantasy, feudal fantasy, or like Renaissance sort of deal. Batwoman. You like Batwoman? She's gay.
It doesn't deal with him much.
Dark Knights of Steel. Yes, so good. Will Maddie and T return next week to seize control of the stream?
No, and that's a good reminder. So guys, next week we'll return with Omar as usual. With his vast knowledge of comics and releases. Some he can mention, some he can't. So stay tuned for that. He does have videos dropping constantly. So if you've liked something that he's produced, if you like us and want to see us more, maybe mention that to Omar. Like, subscribe, comment down below, guys.
Ooh, I have that Frisson portfolio bar. It's really nice. We have an ad to do. And I'm glad James is here because he can tell me about the stuff that Omar didn't tell me. Let me just get my little email open wherever I put it. Okay. Our last ad for today is for cheapgraphicnovels.com, where you can get your books up to 50% off if you live in the States.
That's cheap.
Let them know that we sent you because I'm pretty sure that gives you like a discount on your next order if you're ordering for the first time. They often have sales. Check them out for all of your hardcovers and collected editions, all your needs there. Thank you, Jack. Jack, this is a great recommendation because I want to read it too. Catwoman Lonely City by Cliff Chang. We should do that one. More Maddie, Tina, and Amanda would be nice. Thank you. Thanks for giving me a channel going while Omar's on vacation. Tina with a great restriction to not get canceled.
I try.
Loved having you here, ladies. You did an excellent job. Please return sometime. I would love to. Next week, I'm busy playing all of the Dark Pictures Anthologies games. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah. Well, I gotta go play board games. But I'll watch Nimona tomorrow.
I guess I'll bring all my board games.
Bring your board games. Once this is done, I'm just gonna drink a lot of water. Because I've talked so much. Aw, it was nice to see you too. This is very fun. Yes, we need a new portfolio, please.
And hey, join us on July 20th for NMC2, which just happens to be my actual birthday.
Woo. I hope you're going to drink a bunch. Are you taking that week off?
I am off that week. I have some doctor's appointments the day before, but I'm going to drink because I'll probably be like, after this doctor appointments.
We should do something on that Friday. We should go out or something.
We should.
Well, you know, if you have an over your new reader request, you could join me earlier that week. It's your birthday. You could pick a book. I'll read it. Thank you, James. Appreciate it. And am I going to be, I won't be live on this Tuesday for Over Your New Reader because birthday shenanigans. I'll be playing The Last of Us 2 all day with Jessica, who's been on the show before. That's my whole plan. But I'll be back the week after. I think I might do one on Historia. Not sure. And on the 25th, that live show, Elliot's going to be here, and we're reviewing The Titans. Thank you. Oh, to me or Tina? To both of us.
Both?
I'll accept us. Saying love from Israel. Thank you. Have a good night, guys. I hope you have a good weekend. Stay safe. If your air quality is bad, wear a mask outside so you don't die.
Stay indoors or wear a mask. Please stay safe out there.
Go watch Nimona on Netflix because I love that book. I hope it's good.
It's a perfect time to catch up on all your reading. Yeah, the 20th.
Twin birthday. And I hope you all celebrate my birthday, and you can send me pictures if you celebrate my birthday. I'll appreciate it. All right, we'll catch you next time. Bye.
See you guys.